Thank you for joining us today for our Language Development at Home webinar. Our presentation tonight is brought to you in collaboration with our ELL department and the U46 Bilingual Parent Advisory Committee. So thank you to them for allowing us to hear all this wonderful information tonight. My name is Carla Jimenez. I am the coordinator of family and community engagement, but I'm also a parent here in the district. I have a high school student and I also have a kindergartner in U46. So even though my family's first language is Spanish, it's still a challenge for us to grow that language academically. So here at the house. Today's presentation will give us some of those resources, some of the tips on how can we maintain and grow the language as a family. But before we move on to our presentation, I'd like to let you know a few things. If we want to go to the next slide, please. So tonight's presentation is being recorded. It will be available on our website at u-46.org/webinars, and it's going to be also sent to you by email. At the bottom of your screen, you're going to locate the Q&A box. Please use that for any comments or any questions throughout the presentation. We'll have some time towards the end of the presentation to address those questions and answer those. In the chat box, we are going to share some of the main points and some of the links if you want to follow along. So make sure that you have that open during the presentation. Please remember, when including your questions and your comments, do not include any identifying information, as this is a public forum and it is being recorded. Let me review what our topics will be for tonight. So our presenters today will make sure to highlight what is that difference between those areas of language development. They will let us know how can we create a learning environment at home so we can develop those language skills. And then where do we find those U46 resources to help with that language development at home? And so without further ado, I will go ahead now and hand it over to our presenters. And tonight we have Silvia Rodriguez and Dr. Hilda Rivera. Both are ELL coordinators of initiatives in our English language learners department. So now, without further ado, I'll hand it over to you ladies. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Ms. Jimenez. Good evening, everyone. My name is Hilda Rivera. I have been in education for about 27 years. I started my professional journey as a bilingual educator, and later on, I have different roles as a school and district administrator. This is my second year as an ELL coordinator. Welcome to our webinar.
Hi, thank you so much, Ms. Jimenez, for that warm welcoming. Good evening, everyone. My name is Silvia Rodriguez, and I have been serving ELL students for over 20 years. I started as a bilingual second grade teacher, then I became a reading specialist and worked as a reading recovery teacher with first graders and reading support for K through 6, as well as instructional coach for elementary teachers. Currently, and for about 10 years, I support the ELL program. I continue to support the program as an ELL coordinator for initiatives. So allow me to start my presentation. So I would like to start by presenting my presentation by describing language development as an important part of your children's cognitive development. Every day of their lives, your child will communicate with others. Language is divided into two main sections: expressive, which is the speaking and writing, and receptive, which is the listening and reading language. Here is a brief overview of what these are, as well as how you can help develop these skills with your children. For example, a child's ability to listen and follow directions such as put on your coat relies on the child's receptive language skills. Receptive language involves the ability to understand language and spoken words. On the other hand, what do you know about expressive language? Expressive language refers to spoken and signed words. Children may express themselves with words and gestures. Language and communication skills are critical to children's development. Good communication makes them better able to engage in socialization as well as learn from formal classroom instruction and the environment around them. Communication involves both oral and written languages. It means using shared rules to put words together to express thoughts and feelings. Since parents are the child's first teacher, knowledge of language development in children improves a parent's ability to interact with their children, to stimulate and guide them to understand and communicate with their environment. In elementary schools, as children continue to expand their use of oral language and are also learning to read and write. As children progress through middle and through high school, they continue to expand their vocabulary, refine the grammatical skills, and write in more complexities, as well as continue to develop reading comprehension skills. During distance learning, it is critical that we are cognizant that by not being present, it can be a barrier for children to develop their language as it normally happens when they are physically in contact with classmates and their teachers. Our emphasis in this presentation is to share ideas on how to maximize social interaction and create opportunities to develop language. Another important term is language acquisition. It focuses on the fact that we have to be more intentional about language development at home now because the students have limited opportunities for social interaction. Language development is a social endeavor. We have to create more opportunities for students to use the language at home. For kindergarten and first grade, we may not see expressive language now, but doesn't mean that they are not learning. Distance learning adds a little more complexity, but not impossible with the support from all. This slide shows the 6 stages and process of language acquisition. Initially, we go through a silent period. Slowly, we begin to move into the early productive stage when we feel more comfortable producing a simple language such as single words, phrases, and short sentences. As we become more and more exposed to the new language, we move to a stage such as producing longer sentences about familiar topics. In the stage 4, students start becoming more fluent in social situations. Moving from one stage to another takes time and depends on several social and familiar factors, including each children's personality and motivation as they move through the process of learning language acquisition. Depending on the language exposure for students to develop academic language, it can take an average of 6 to 7 years, and in some cases, 9 to 10 years. So one tip we suggest to develop language is creating daily routines. Many students love to talk about themselves and share their stories. Not only is show and tell a great way to practice their language speaking skills, it is also a way to help your children connect with each other from a distance. Ask your child to select an item to present to you. Depending on your child's age and skill level, you could set a theme, like items that have to do with your heritage, for instance, culture or hobby. Then encourage participation by having him or her ask questions so that you and your child can practice conversational skills. Another suggestion is speaking in different contexts. Use different settings, introduce your children into different settings so they can use conversational skills. For instance, Ask them to answer the phone and explain gently ways they can improve the next time they have the opportunity to use the phone. Model proper conversational behaviors around your children. Allow them to observe you having a conversation with someone, and be aware of how you sound when you are chatting or having conversations with adults. Structure your children's day with daily chores or activities such as doing the laundry, preparing a meal, etc. These activities will allow children to have meaningful conversations as they build a close parent-child relationship. Another powerful strategy to develop language is by asking and answering questions. Just think about the immense amount of opportunities you have to develop language in an organic manner. Think about what games do you play as a family that promotes interaction and speaking. Try classic games. There are plenty of classic games like Uno, Go Fish, Bingo, or Simon Says. Loteria, that's a very fun activity that can be adapted to the other language. Try playing with multiple decks. Try my free bingo card. This is a virtual game that will be accessible to you through this PowerPoint. What it does is it creates virtual bingo cards that can be played on a screen or printed as well. You can even use words instead of numbers and choose different card designs. Another idea is to have your children paraphrase what they learned at the school. When you ask your child, what do you learn in the school today? The first response is nothing, right? You can start by modeling. For example, when I was in first grade, I learned this prompt, this prompt your child to modeling, and then maybe they will be able to correct you if you're wrong, or they will confirm. I am positive that they will share what they learned. Another suggestion is to review the weekly newsletter or any kind of document that is sent from your school. So what else can you do to support the expressive language of your child? In your native language, take advantage of daily interaction to model language, something as simple as play. For young children, engage in play with the child on a regular basis, model how to play with toys, follow children's lead, and talk about what they are doing with their toys. Use facial expression and emphasize tone. Talk to your child often through the day. Talk about why you are doing, where you are going, and what you are going to do. What you have just done. Use body language to express ideas. Get face-to-face with your child when talking so that your child can watch your mouth to imitate how to produce words. Expand the language the child is using by repeating what they have said and adding to one another. Model facial expression and vocal tones. For adolescents, provide opportunities for them to share their feelings, concerns, and successes. Ensure your body language displays caring for them. This following suggestion can be so enriching because it gives you an opportunity to connect with someone important that gives the message that, if you work hard, it can be done. Using inspiring stories to engage your child in open-ended conversations with meaningful and relevant information. We aim for high expectations even with simple conversations, so ask open-ended questions, meaning that dialogue should be beyond a yes or no answer. Talking to your child is a great way to find out more about what he or she is thinking. Ask for their opinion. Ask for explanations. The development of learning to listening and speaking is crucial not only for academic learning, but also for social and emotional growth. Conversations are an important way to enlarge vocabulary. Talking with a child creates an opportunity to reveal something that for them about the world around them. Talk to your children about inspiring important figures in their history or of your culture, whether a national hero, a famous dancer, or a fearless activist. Ultimately, provide stories about important people who overcame difficulties as they're, when they're in their early ages, and encourage them to dream big. So how do you use creativity to develop language? Appeal to your children multiple and unique abilities and creativity. Perhaps the most straightforward form of creativity is art, which can include stories, plays, music, poems, mimes, and dance. The outside world shapes children's development through experiences that they have, which includes using their five senses: hearing, sight, smell, taste, and touch. Drawing a child's attention to the five senses and discussing them increase understanding of and communicating about the world around them. Write a poem, show your child, it can be a photograph or a painting. Ask him or her to write a short poem to accompany the artwork. Another approach is to write a poem with your children using autumn as a theme. Ask them to describe autumn using their five senses. You can also together begin a poem by writing and filling in the blanks. In the fall, blank, I see, blank, and continue with the five senses. I feel, I hear, I taste, I smell. This will allow your child to practice using his senses to describe experiences and feelings. As a finished product, turn the poem into an art project by decorating the paper with the leaves you found outside. Well, at this point, almost every leaf will be on the ground, so it's going to be easier for you to do that. So how powerful, meaningful conversations could be in engaging, in enhancing language. Using conversation starters is very strategic. Talking again about the use of poems, encourage your child to reach to abstract art or poems. Ask open-ended questions like, what does it remind you of? How does it make you feel? How do you feel about that way? How you feel that way. Go to a higher level and ask the child to interpret art in a different way. According to research, promoting curiosity, it is the job of exploration. A hidden force that drives learning, critical thinking, and reasoning. To support the language allocation, the suggestion is exploring with books. Children should be encouraged to listen to stories online or through a video from his or her teacher in Spanish. However, students will benefit from listening to stories in their family's home language. Children will be developing their listening skills and comprehension if parents read to them with a purpose, either to acquire a new vocabulary or for the pleasure of reading. Teachers can recommend virtual resources or activities for parents that are available through their local library, for instance, like Gale Boarding Library or the Poplar Creek Library. Explore and talk about different types of jobs. Together, talk about how chefs use cookbooks, scientists read and write books about animals, and artists create illustrations for books. This will show your children the important role of reading books and how it plays in the discovery and their interests. promote curiosity, there is a true value to using puppets and other forms of dramatics to help develop their language skills. Role play also works well with learning daily routines like getting dressed, cooking a meal, going to the dentist or doctor, going shopping, and many other routines. Children will love these role play activities. Use reader's theater. It is a model that describes a role play. For example, if you are reading The Three Bears, mom reads the script of Mama Bear, the child, Baby Bear, and so on. Be cognizant of the reading ability of your children as they are reading for pleasure and developing fluency. So in terms of being a good communicator, motivate your child to be an effective communicator. The capacity to communicate is the ability and desire to connect with others by exchanging ideas and feelings, both verbally and not verbally. Most children learn to communicate to establish and maintain interactions with the loved ones. Children often express themselves more freely when they are pretending. When you go out for a walk in the neighborhood or to the park, imagine that you are reporting the news. Using an imaginary microphone, ask your children questions. What do you see? Who else is here? What do you think will happen next? Giving your children the opportunity to report the news gives them a chance to observe what is happening around them and to put it into words. There is nothing like an imaginary microphone to motivate your child to speak. Another way to internalize concepts and make it memorable is to make emotional connections. Motivate them to visualize your family and encourage conversations around them. Draw a family tree with your children. Have your children write the name and draw a picture of each one of the family members, including in the family tree. Included in the family tree. You kids can also write on the tree their favorite facts about a family member. This helps children visualize family and makes them talk about what makes the family unique. The bottom line is to take advantage of your child's curiosity and engage them in a conversation. So how you use home as learning environment? Use the home refrigerator as a board to post the students' work such as drawings or writing responses after listening to a story. Create words or picture walls from reading or new learning by listening and drawing new and important words. Encourage your children to sort clothes, kitchen utensils, toys, etc. Use the outdoors as a learning environment. So you will find here over 30 virtual field trips within this link. So I'm going to play it for you. So here you will see different, zoos and different places that you can have a tour and you can visit that in another way you wouldn't be able to. So right here we have the Discovery Education Virtual Field Trip, the Great Wall of China. I mean, it really goes overseas. So this is a great resource that you will be able to do and enjoy with your children at home. Engage your children in playing scavenger hunts. As I mentioned before, encourage your children to take advantage of outdoor activities during the fall season and incorporate academic learning. explore gardens or indoor plants. Don't forget to verbalize and practice safety rules. And now I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Rivera.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez, for providing different fun ways to support language development at home. Now we are going to explore different resources that will support learning at home. First of all, when you access Canvas, you will find choice boards. Why choice boards are important in your child's learning? Choice boards allow students to choose how they will learn, which increases students' ownership and independence. This example offers a series of activities that target students' specific learning and language development needs, interests, and abilities. The students decide which activity they are most comfortable completing first, and once they master it, they can move on to more challenging activity. This particular example has been color-coded to separate the language of instruction. Green is for Spanish reading and writing activities, and blue is for English activities related to ESL content instruction in science and social studies. We invite you to check with your teacher's homeroom and explore with your child the different choices or choice boards available for them during the distance learning. Next, please. Our U46 has all the math resources online accessible to you. When you go to the district webpage, you click on departments and programs, then mathematics. You will find curriculum resources by grade level from elementary to high school. Let's check kindergarten. Please, Ms. Rodriguez. Kindergarten, you will see here different resources. And one important resource that I would like you to check every week, because it's related to a module that your child is studying, is the newsletter. It's in English and Spanish. In the newsletter, you will find Eureka Math Tips for Parents. You will learn about the content and the expectations. The expectations are going to be the grade level standards, and also the key vocabulary that your child needs to learn, and some tips that you can do at home to reinforce the academic vocabulary. In this case, math. Thank you. In the second page of the newsletter, sorry, Ms. Rodriguez, you will find models and representations. The way that your child can practice at home, in this case, ways to count and show understanding of numbers to 10, finger counting, number path, hidden patterns, 5 groups, or writing numbers. These are different activities that you can do so your child can learn to count to 10. So this way is for first grade, second, third, fourth, 5, and 6. For middle school, we have different activities and resources to support math at home. And it's the same for high school. We invite you to seek opportunities to explore science at home and in the community with your child. We encourage you to keep asking questions to your child, just like scientists. Let them know you don't have all the answers, and together try to find them. We also encourage you to get involved in your child's school and connect with teachers to learn more about the changes in the science instruction as they occur. Some resources that will help you to understand the new science are the National Science Teaching Association Parents Q&A, and also the New Generation of Science are some of the best resources for you to support science academic language at home. For social studies, our district has the Social Studies English and Spanish magazines for kindergarten. We also have Pearson Realize Mi Mundo. There are e-texts available in both languages. This is for grade 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And for 6th grade, we have Discovery Our Past, A History of the World. Online e-text, and you can use the default to English and can be switched back to Spanish with Abrir en Español button. Other resources that are available for you are Khan Academy. Khan Academy offers free lessons in math and science and humanities from kindergarten through early years of college. Students can access quizzes, instructional videos to learn and master skills. They will get immediate feedback and encouragement. And parents receive support in how to help their children at home. So they have different webinars and videos that cover the following topics: how to motivate and engage your kids in learning, setting a daily schedule for different ages, balancing multiple kids with multiple schedules. Of course, this is the reality in some homes, and how to balance online and offline learning in today's situation. We also have the PHET. You know that science not only its theory, but the kids need to do experiments and projects. And sometimes we don't have those items at home to make like a volcano, but through this website, you can access 158 interactive simulations for physics, chemistry, math, earth science, and biology. And you can have fun with your child doing those experiments online. So I encourage you to explore this website and have fun doing science at home. These are other resources available for you for free. And one of my favorite is the PBS for parents. Could you click that link, please, Ms. Rodriguez? There is a section in this webpage on how to help your child learn and grow. It has activities that you can do with your child related to emotions and self-awareness, social skills, character, literacy, math, science, and arts. It also has sections related to raising kids who thrive, stories and advice in raising kids, caring and resilient children. United for Literacy is another link that you can explore. You will find books, audiobooks in both languages. It's a great way to start reading different genres, fiction, non-fiction, and have those conversations about language or characters or settings with your child. Other free website that you can use is Rookalingua. In this website, you can find videos, games, songs, short stories that you can use for conversation, and crafts that you can do with your child. This is a fun way to do as a family and learn language together. And the last one is Elgin History Museum. You will find different projects that you can download in both languages, English and Spanish. Now, we gave you different ways to support language at home, but also we are give you a choice board that you can enjoy with your family. In this choice board, you can find instructions in English, but the activities are in Spanish. So we are supporting both languages, and you are going to do together with your child. We have in this choice board, we have body diagram, digital story time, count your steps. We are providing fitness too, or movement, not only things that the kids can do sitting, but movement. We have yoga. We have my favorite or perfect menu, where the kids can decide, they can write about what is their favorite food and how to create a complete meal. Animals in action, be the teacher, and we have also Alfabeto Loco, or the crazy alphabet, where the kids can have fun. So make sure you explore, you take time with your family to do these activities at home, and you will see the way your child responds to the time that you are going to dedicate doing these activities with them. The Gelborden Library has events that for kids and for adults. We have the Kids Spanish Conversation is through Zoom, and started November 3rd and goes to December 8th for grades 2nd to 5th grade. So it requires registration. We invite you to explore this alternative to reinforce Spanish at home. Go Bilingual is for you every Wednesday, 5 to 6 via Zoom. Spanish Cafe, it's another event in the Gelborden Public Library offered to adults every Monday. So you have different dates to go, or Wednesdays or Mondays, but you have two events that you can take advantage of. And the last one is Spanish Family Story Time. This is another way that you can spend time with your family, listen to stories via Facebook Live. It's every Monday. We invite you to take advantage of these resources and continue to develop both languages at home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rivera. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez, for all this wonderful information. It's all information that we can definitely use at home. Lots of games, lots of opportunities to engage with other parents. For example, the Gelborden Library resources, make sure that you visit that. We've included the links throughout the presentation in the chat box. I know it could be overwhelming, so please don't think that you have to save all these links and go visit them all tonight. Take your time. We will make sure to send you all of this information in a PDF copy by email to you after this presentation. So just go ahead and still continue to enjoy the presentation. Remember, this presentation was brought to you in collaboration with our Bilingual Parent Advisory Council. So I want to introduce Veronica Medrano, who's going to tell us what is BPAC. I mean, what do you do? What is this all about? So let us know, Veronica.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Like Carla said, I am the president for BPAC. I have been the president for the past 2 years, and I learned about BPAC. I mean, I'd heard about BPAC before, but I didn't really know what they really did. And so I went to a meeting for BPAC. It was I was introduced to it through HPOLI. I don't know if you know, but it's another amazing group that the school district offers to parents. So find out more information. You'll get to know about all of the different groups that the district offers. But I learned about BPAC there. And I went to a meeting. And when I arrived at that meeting, it was in Spanish. It's a group for parents who have students in the bilingual program. And I have 3. So I was there and I learned that their meetings were held in Spanish, but had English translation. And so a little bit about myself, I am the daughter of immigrant parents who didn't really understand the school district, didn't know how it functioned, and were kind of like timid to ask for help because of the language barrier. So to me, that was huge that this group existed, that parents like my parents could relate to and feel comfortable joining and asking questions and getting to know how they can better help their students, right? And so in this group, what we do is that us parents, any parents, even just caregivers, teachers, the school district, we all get together and we collaborate with one another. Us as parents, we relate to the school district, things that we're struggling with. Maybe we need resources or we need help in certain areas. And so the school district is listening to our feedback and then providing the resources that we as parents need in order to help our students. So I thought that that was huge. And again, like it's perfect collaboration. Today, it's BPAC collaborating with U46Engage. Both of the groups are getting together to give this information to the families, which is huge. And so for BPAC, our group meets 4 times a year. This is our 2nd meeting. And so we will continue to meet 2 more times, and I'll give you the information a little bit later on. But we get together 4 times. And again, we take the feedback from our parents, figure out what they needed previously, and then provide those resources. And so we had this is our 2nd meeting. We also do El Día de los Niños event. I don't know if you've attended before, but that's where we really get to know the parents. It's a little bit more relaxed. It's a lot of fun. This year we had it virtually because we had to make some changes, right? But we still got together and tried to connect with our parents. We also do 2 other kind of like conferences. We do the Illinois Legislative or Latino Caucus gets together and they do a conference and parents come and we learn about the laws that are being changed in the state of Illinois. And so we kind of get to be in the know and see the things that are going to be changing that affect us as our families, that affect our families and our students in the long run, right? And so that's an awesome event that we attend. It's coming up, so I'll give you that information towards the end as well. And then we also attend the summit for BPAC. So it's every single BPAC from all the other districts in the state of Illinois. So we all get together and we learn from other BPACs, what's working for their BPAC, how are they serving their community, how are they helping the parents, how are they connecting with their school district. And so we get to learn from one another. And so these are amazing opportunities that we get to participate in. And so I would encourage you, if this sounds like something that you want to be a part of, if this sounds like you have some feedback that you want to share, we encourage you to join us, be part of our group. Let us know some of your input because we all have great ideas, right? And so we want to be able to share them with everybody else. So I would encourage you to participate. You can find our information on the school district webpage under BPAC. You can also find us on Facebook. You just search up District U46 BPAC and we're right there. All of our information's on there and you can connect with us. So I look forward to hearing from you guys, working with you guys. Our next meetings will be in January, on January 13th. It will be held virtually through a similar system like today. And then our following meeting after that is March 3rd. Also, obviously in next year, All the information is online. And then the upcoming one, I talked about the Presencia Latina. That's the one that the Illinois Latino Legislative Caucus offers. And that one is coming up December 4th and December 5th. You do have to register for that one. Just let us know that you want to attend. It's completely free. It's virtual, so no need to worry about anything. And just let us know that you're going to be participating as part of BPAC, and just let's work together. With that, that's it from me, Carla. Giving it back to you.
Thank you so much, Veronica. And here on this next slide, we included the dates. Remember, you'll get a copy of this presentation, and here you're going to see the conference that Veronica mentioned. Like she said, it's virtual on December 4th and December 5th. And then the upcoming meetings for BPAC, which are also going to be held virtually, January 13th and March 3rd in the evening. And you'll get the link to get the information for the Zoom meeting. Thank you, ladies, for all of this wonderful information. We greatly appreciate your time. So thank you so much. Okay, thank you. So all this information, very helpful. Please, if you have questions, go ahead and include them in the Q&A option that's located at the bottom of your screen. But do keep in mind, don't include any identifying information, please. You will receive a copy of this recording and also a copy of the presentation in PDF format, which will have all these wonderful links available for you. Also in the email, you're going to find a link to our survey. If you can please take a moment to complete that. The survey will also give you the opportunity to provide your contact information in case we're not able to answer your question tonight, or if you need some kind of follow-up, you left tonight and you have a question, it popped up, just go ahead and include it in that survey. Please make sure to visit our U46Engage webinars page to see our upcoming webinars, and also to see the recordings of our previous webinars. I mean, we've had webinars around Canvas, we've had webinars around distance learning, self-care, very important at the moment. So please make sure you visit that one. It was very helpful. So just visit our U46Engage webinars page. Our next one is coming up in December, and it's around IEPs. What are IEPs? What do they mean? How do I get one for my student? If I have one and they're exiting out, what are the next steps? And if you don't know what an IEP is, I highly recommend that you join us then. Also, the digital learning website, if you have not visited that page, I highly recommend that you bookmark this. Here you're going to find the latest information around distance learning and our hybrid program, tools and information as well. Great updates on here. So please make sure that you visit this page. If you have any other questions, you want to learn a little bit more about the dual language program, about the ELL services, please reach out to our ELL department. Here's the link to their website, which will include contact information as well. And you can also use our Let's Talk tool to allow us to get back to you right away. And so now I'm gonna go over to our Q&A section and see if we have questions and what's going on. We did have questions earlier. Can you please email us this information? Yes, you're gonna get this all by email. Will it benefit for general education in the schools? Yes, all of these resources apply not only to our dual language students, but also students in our general education. So please make sure that you use them for all of your students, and not only in elementary school, but they shared resources that apply through all grade levels. Our next question. I'm a bilingual parent and my kids are in English class. Can I still participate in BPAC? Ms. Veronica. You're muted.
So sorry. Yes, absolutely. We would love to hear from you. I feel like before it was us as parents just learning about the district. Right now, more than ever, I think that as parents, we need to connect, because I've heard from a lot of my friends who already speak Spanish, but had said, I think it's too much for my child. I don't know how to help them. I don't even know where to go for help. BPAC is here for you. So we have resources that can help you with your student. If you're only English speaking and you need a lot of help, we want to hear from you because there's resources that you need that we can help you with. So yes, absolutely. If you're a parent, if you're just a caregiver, if you're a teacher, you are welcome to join BPAC. And then you can find our information on the school district page. Just look for BPAC. You will find our contact info there. You can also find us on Facebook under District U46 BPAC, and you can get in contact with me directly.
Thank you. That was the next question, how to contact BPAC. So how do you contact Veronica? Make sure that you visit that website and you'll get her information there, and she can definitely guide you to the BPAC resources. Please, any other questions, just go ahead and include them there.
I see another question. It says, I'm a bilingual parent and my kids are in English class. In English class, can I still participate in the BPAC? Absolutely, you are welcome. We welcome all your feedback. So yes, the more the merrier. One more question. ¿Cuándo hacen presentación en español? So we had the Spanish session going on at the same time as this session, but I believe Carla is going to share it on the YouTube page or something like that. So there will be a replay. You can play that.
Yes, so this webinar is available in Spanish on another Zoom channel. So it is also being recorded, and we will post it on our U46Engage webinars page. So when you get the email, we will send a link to both presentations. Thank you for joining us.